Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Courtney. Today's video is a bunch of self-care tips that I have put together as a mum because self-care as a mum is extremely hard to navigate. But before we get into my self-care tips, I would like to thank Oodie for sponsoring today's video. Oodie have given me a discount code for you guys, and that is Courtneys Chaos 30. I'll pop it up on the screen for you and it gets you $30 off your Oodie order. I decided to choose the Friends Oodie because I'm a big Friends fan, and let me tell you, it is the most comfortable thing ever. I don't cope well with the cold, and Luke loves the cold. So when we're watching movies or whatever and we have the aircon on or it's just cold weather, I don't cope well. So this is going to come in handy in winter when we're watching movies together, or I'm editing, or I'm honestly considering just going to the grocery store in this because it's so damn comfortable. The inside of it is this really soft material. It honestly feels like I have just taken a sheep out of a field and put it on my body. I'm a big Friends fan. They have so many different designs. If you guys are interested in getting an Oodie for yourself, don't forget to use my discount code and get $30 off. It honestly feels like I'm wearing a cloud, and they have the cutest prints. They had a few different Friends prints, so if you're a Friends fan, which I know most people are, head over and check them out because they're so cute. It says Friends. And then it says Central Perk, cute ads. And the best part about it, in my opinion, it has pockets, guys. Anyway, let's jump into the tips for self-care in motherhood. Now, I have the tips, I've written them down on my phone. These are things that I have either started to implement or that I'm hoping to implement in the future, but I will go through the ones that I have implemented myself and that have worked wonders for me. The first one is find a hobby away from motherhood. And I know this can be hard because time management with babies is really difficult, especially with everything that's going on as a mother, with keeping up with the housework and things like that. But find a hobby. Mine has always been YouTube, and ever since I've disconnected my YouTube from motherhood, so I don't really have my kids in the videos anymore, I've found it even more therapeutic. I know that sounds terrible, but when I'm editing, it's just like a thing for me, and it doesn't have anything to do with my kids. So it's something that kind of disconnects away from motherhood a little bit, and it fills my cup a little bit each time I'm editing, which is surprising considering it's work. Any hobby will do. I've also just started, I haven't really announced it on my channel yet, but I've just started refurbishing furniture just to like dip my toe in that pond and see if I like it. I don't know if I will yet, but I've just bought an old chest of drawers that I'm going to be redoing up and trying to resell to see if I can make a little bit of extra money there as well. And that's also away from motherhood. So try and find a hobby, whether it be sports or like going swimming or something like that, that is disconnect from motherhood, and do that to kind of give yourself some self-identity again, if that makes sense. My next tip is get some fresh air and have your morning coffee outside in the fresh air. I have done this a few times. It's not something I do regularly, mostly because the girls wake up before me and I like to just sit in bed and lay in a little bit. And by lay in, I mean it's like 6:45 or 7 o'clock in the morning. That's when they wake up. If you do happen to wake up earlier than the kids, or you like to wake up earlier than your kids, make your morning coffee and go out into the fresh air and sit down and just soak in the environment, soak in the sun if you're in the sun, soak in, you know, just being outside, the trees, nature, and have your morning coffee, and just take 5 minutes to yourself before the day starts, before the craziness starts, before the kids wake up, before it gets too hectic. Just enjoy your coffee outside in the fresh air. The next tip that I have, which I've really enjoyed doing, is read a book. As a mother, you don't get a whole lot of time to just sit down and read through like a chapter book or something like that, but I have bought a self-care book that I really love, and it's super easy to read because there's not a huge amount of words each page. It's very pleasant to look at. It's got plenty of uplifting pictures and also just like advice on how to implement self-care into your life. I did find that book didn't really count for motherhood, so that's why I'm making these videos, because a lot of the things in there, or like some of the things in there, I was like, I can't really implement that into my life because I'm a mum and it's really hard to find time to do that. But that's why I'm making this video. Reading a book, even if it's just for like 10 minutes at the end of your day in bed before you go to sleep, it helps your mind wind down, especially when you've been looking at screens all afternoon like I have when I'm editing. The next tip is something that, for those of you who get bothered by like dirty houses, or like if you have clutter around your house and it bothers you, my next tip is to clean that one thing that's been bothering you during the day. So if you're like walking past the kitchen and there's a bunch of dishes in the sink or something and it's been bothering you, just do it. It will take 10-15 minutes, just do it, get it out of the way, you'll feel so much better, and then you can go about your day. Instead, what I have been doing is just like looking at it and being like, oh, that's so messy, and then like, oh, that's so messy too, and then attending to the kids and, you know, doing things that you could do around. You could do both, if that makes sense. Feed the kids, pop them down with food, run over and clean that thing that's been bothering you. It will do wonders for like filling up your cup if that's your type of thing and you do get bothered by mess. If you don't, that tip probably doesn't count, like doesn't matter to you as much. But for me, having like clutter and mess around the house really stresses me out and changes my mood. You can ask Luke. If my house is a mess, I'm a mess. And that leads me on to the next one, and that is implement a cleaning schedule. I've only just popped this up on my wall. I'm yet to start it, but I am honestly so excited to just try this cleaning schedule. And I know it sounds weird because this is like a self-care thing, but for me, like I said, I get very stressed out about clutter and having, you know, dirty stuff around my house, piles of laundry, you name it, you know, toys everywhere with the kids and everything. So it stresses me out knowing that I don't just have a solid 2 hours to sit there and clean the entire house. I haven't since I've had kids. It's just not something that happens anymore. Before I had kids, I used to be able to spend my entire day off cleaning if I wanted to, and my house would be clean and it would stay clean because I didn't have kids. But when you have kids, that's not the case. You don't have as much time to clean the house and it doesn't stay clean for more than 2 seconds. So implementing a cleaning schedule for myself, which I'm really excited about, is going to help me tidy up the house throughout the week into different, you know, room chunks so that I don't feel so overwhelmed with the amount of work that I have on my plate. In turn, filling up my cup a little bit because I don't feel so overwhelmed. And by cup, I mean like my self-care cup. If your cup is empty, you need to be filling that up, because with your cup empty, you can't help yourself, you can't help other people. You just are flat and tired and exhausted and cranky, in my opinion, for me anyway. So filling up my cup with these things, even if it's just a little bit each day, is a great thing. So the cleaning schedule that I'm about to start implementing, I've just popped up on my wall, breaks up the rooms into each day so that on Monday I clean a specific room and it tells me what to do within that room. And I honestly think it's going to be a lifesaver because, like I said, I just am so overwhelmed with, our house is quite big as well because we're a family of 6 and we've got 5 bedrooms and there's upstairs and downstairs. It's quite overwhelming. So breaking it up into rooms, I think, is going to be an amazing thing to implement into my daily routine to help me with my self-care. Sounds so weird, cleaning being self-care, but that's just me. The next self-care thing I want to mention is music-based, and I'm moving my hands a lot, but I love music. I've always loved music. Ever since I can remember, I've always loved music. And it's something that I really, really miss since becoming a mother, because you can't just chuck on some loud music when the baby's sleeping and dance to it, because you'll wake the baby up. And a lot of the music I listen to isn't really appropriate for children, so I don't really want to be doing it around them. You know, I listen to the Wiggles all day long, but it doesn't fill my cup up at all. So my next tip is to, if your baby's sleeping, pop some music into your ears as loud as you want, have the baby monitor in front of you and just listen to your music. And even if you close your eyes for a couple of minutes or dance around the house or whatever, I personally don't feel comfortable listening to loud music while the baby's sleeping, unless I know that I can see when she's awake. So have your baby monitor, put some music in your ears, jam out, relax. It'll do you wonders. It fills my cup up a lot, actually. I feel so much better after putting music in my ears, and even if I just listen to it, but especially if I'm like dancing around the house, I feel great afterwards. My last tip is hard for a lot of people, me included, and that is ask for help. I don't like asking for help, especially as a stay-at-home mum. I feel like that's my job. So I feel like when I'm asking for help, I'm failing at my job. I feel like I'm failing as a parent, I'm failing as a mother, I'm failing as a stay-at-home mum, I'm failing as a wife, I'm failing as a person. I feel like I'm just failing if I ask for help. But sometimes you just need it to fill your cup up. Ask for help, ask, hey babe, that's really bothering me and I don't have time to do it right now, would you mind doing the dishes? hey babe, do you mind taking the kids for a couple of hours while I just go to the shops and unwind and, you know, have me time? And I know not everybody has a partner, and I know that that makes it really hard if you don't have someone to help you in your house on a day-to-day basis. But if you've got family or friends that you can rely on, just ask for help. Even if it is just like once a month or like once a fortnight, get someone to watch the kids for a couple of hours while you just go to the shops and just be alone. Just not be touched, because honestly, by 10 a.m. I've heard mummy 50,000 times, and I've had at least one child climbing on me or like kicking me in the face or pulling my hair or whatever for the whole morning. And by 9:30, I'm just like burnt out, and the day hasn't even started yet, guys. So sometimes you just need to ask for help, because we're only human and we can only do so much. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more content like it, please give it a thumbs up so that I know you enjoyed it. Comment down below what you guys do for self-care in motherhood especially, and how you navigate it around children and timing wise. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to use my discount code Courtneys Chaos 30 if you're wanting to get an Oodie for yourself for $30 off your order, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!